dance a merry part, bright the cheeks and warm the heart. For tread the circle thrice about, to keep unwelcome spirits out. Bide within the law you must, in perfect love and perfect trust. Mind the threefold laws you should, 3 times bad and 3 times good. These 8 words the reed fulfill, and ye harm none, do what ye will.
Mary Mead, and welcome to a live starring the Cauldron. It's been a while, and we'll explain that in a couple of minutes. But joining me tonight, or afternoon, or whatever, wherever you are, we've got 2 of my favorite people, Ron Kolek and Stephen Scott. And the last time Stephen was here, he was teaching on with a master class, Finding the Spirit Within. And the last time Ron was here, he was doing a class also called Everyday Divination. But Ron didn't know at that time that there was something laying before him in the near future. And so I think this is a good place to start, right, Ron?
If you say so. Sure,
Yeah,
so.
I say so.
Not mine.
It's going to be one of those days, huh? This is good.
Always one of those ways.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You drop last minute things on me.
Okay. Yeah, I owe you one. How's that?
No, we're even. We have somebody else in the show too, you know.
I know, but yes, hello. Hi, Steve. He's quiet back there.
Yep. Good evening, guys.
He's
How
still
are you?
sleeping, that's why.
He's good about staying up that late.
It's only 11. It's not late.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, this is early.
No, I've had people from Scotland that turned down the show because it says it was way past their bedtime.
Mm-hmm. Me too. But Stephen's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because he's biking.
He's what? Oh,
Biking.
biking? Oh yeah. Yes.
Is
We'll
he?
get.
I don't know.
We'll
Stephen,
talk
are you a
about that.
Viking?
I have some Scandinavian ancestry, yes.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm. So why haven't we been doing Stirring the Cauldron and some stuff for the last few months, Ron?
Why?
It's your fault. Yeah.
Why is it my fault? How am I responsible for your show, dear?
Well, it has to do with something about Para X.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to tell everybody what's been going on?
Well, yeah, in case people don't know, and they probably do, is that back in August, Pararex was going to go away, basically, or transferred to something else or other, whatever. Anyway, and so Marla came up with this brilliant idea. I'll blame her. That I could resurrect the station. So that's where we've been doing for the last 6 months. So when we received the station, I thought it was going to be a working station, but it was nothing more than a URL. So we had to build it from the ground up. So that's my sad story.
Well,
that's why there was no Pararex.
Well, yeah, there was. I mean, we're not doing live exactly, but everything else. And actually, you've gone over the stuff that the other one couldn't make it, because all of a sudden we're got a lot of new people in there, new shows. Yeah. Tons of them.
Yeah.
Like what, 42 or something? 44 now?
I've lost count of them. I'm just trying to keep it all going.
Well,
but yeah, our goal is to go. We broadcast right now 24/7, but our goal is to do 24. That's why there was no Pararex. Oh shoot, 24 hours of broadcasting with schedule. Broadcasting. All right, Kathy says she's here, so she says hello.
Oh, good. See, she got it. She made it. And okay. Maybe the other 2, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, no, I mean, it's such a good way that we're doing it now. you mostly. But to see all these people, different shows of all kinds and new people, new faces, and everybody's good, even though that you're the owner, but it's still good. So there.
All right, so that's enough about Paris.
Okay. So, okay, Stephen, I gotta ask you to, did you go to Super Bowl or watch Super Bowl?
Oh, I did watch the Super Bowl
Oh, I'm
as
sorry.
much as I possibly could. Yes.
And what do you mean?
Oh, it was
Is it too
painful. It
late?
was painful. It was too painful.
Oh, okay, who were you wanting?
Of course, I was wanting New England to win, but yes. That's all I'm going to say. It was just, yeah, there were seeds of greatness there, but just like the playoff game,
Where did you see seeds of greatness?
there was a little bit of seeds of greatness there, Ron. But you know yourself, it was painful to watch. It was a bit painful.
So you had it with
Like
one
a
eye,
what?
right? Or one ear or
Yeah.
something?
That's it. Yeah, yeah. Well, one of each. Yeah. No, I tried to watch as much as I could, and then eventually I just thought, I can see where this is going. So it's the first Super Bowl I've not managed to watch all the way through for about 15, 16 years. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It was just too painful to watch.
Poor
Uh,
baby.
yeah. Well, I didn't watch it. I mean, I'm not a football person. I'm a baseball person, but when something goes wrong, you just sit there and you ground your teeth and say, "Oh my God, I can't do," don't look around, it's going to mess something up.
Yeah. If anyone's listening to this, they can go over to the Pararex chat or the YouTube TojiNet YouTube channel chat, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. So there you go.
Did you say that it was para-x.com?
No,
I did now.
good for you.
Thank you.
Kathy
All right.
just wrote Pararex is looking good with no hyphen. So poo you and you.
Okie dokie. This is so much fun. And it is really. I just never know what's coming
Not
up
for
there.
Steven. He stayed up to 11 o'clock for this.
I know. Well, okay. You were going to have him up there anyway, supposedly. And then all of a sudden it was mine. So, it's okay.
Well, we people miss you, Marla. They really do. They miss. I mean, you joined Ghost Chronicles on a rotational basis, but they miss your show. They miss Stir on the Cauldron. They missed your sweet little witchy voice. So
Who
this
paid
is
to
your
say
baby.
that?
You just roll with it. Go ahead.
Rolling
Do,
up. Well,
do whatever Stir on the Cauldron does.
I stir it.
Stir it.
And sometimes you got to be careful. Well, Stephen, I don't know what you've been up to lately. But what is going on around your house? And
Oh, around about myself, I've been mostly focused on some personal development and just kind of trying to find my own way in the world, being supportive of my family, and I've been pulling back a little with the direct uh, mediumship, direct spiritualism thing, and just kind of focusing more on a kind of personal belief, personal basis thing, just to get a break from it all for the last couple of months. Well, almost a year now, and yeah, that's essentially it. Almost a kind of sense of I don't want to say self-preservation, but it just felt it was time to kind of pull back a little. However, I do still practice everything that I teach and everything that I do, spiritually through, martial arts practice and development. And we're all doing the same thing. We're just approaching it from different angles. So enjoying helping people, find confidence and develop again through that. And, working with my kids' classes, helping those young people, find their place in life, give them that sense of self-worth to go out and to allow themselves to be their best selves. So I'm still doing spiritual work, just in a different manner.
yeah, exactly. I mean, and we all have to do that. Some people don't think so, but sometime during their lifetime, they all get that thing of what the, oh,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, the light bulb over the head.
Mhm.
And you realize that, we have to come first. And it's not being it's not being mean. It's not being selfish. It just,
Mhm.
it needs to happen.
There's
Yeah.
also more than one route to helping people. And that's the most important thing we've got to learn is as long as we can still be of service to ourselves, to our friends, to our family, to those who need it, then there are many routes to the top of any mountain.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, as Catholic, it's our job to do exactly the same thing. We're supposed to live our lives as Christ would live the life, and that's just helping people. It's not by preaching religion; it's by doing religion, and that is going out and helping people that need help. And you do
Mhm.
that in so many different ways. Sometimes it's just a smile. Sometimes it's just how do you do? But being treating other people as equals is kind of what it is the same you would treat him.
I think we have to learn who we are. And sometimes we don't want to
Do we
know that.
really? Do we really?
Well, they try, maybe, or be afraid to learn.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know. To me, it's that the people are too much involved with themselves nowadays, and not enough with those that are around them. We're all in this together, which is the key thing. Steve, do you think that? Or
I think that the world is becoming, particularly the spiritual world. I don't mean the spiritual world as in the other realms. I'm talking about as in people's perspective of their own sense of spirituality is very much self-endowed a lot of the time, and it's seen from a very selfish perspective. There's a lot of people I know who are involved in supposed spiritual practice. I'm not using the term religious because it's not always religious. Spiritual
right.
practices who believe, I think they honestly believe they're helping others, but it's not from any kind of altruistic sense. It's more from look how it's more so that others will recognize them and look at them and say, "Oh, you're such a nice person for helping everyone." And it's basically fueling their own egos. I think there's a lot of ego in the spiritual world at the moment, and in the world of those who work spiritually. There always has been, but I think that I'm seeing a lot of evidence and have seen recently. And when I say recently, I mean within the past 5, 6, 7 years, that seems to be on the rise, and particularly along things like mediumship and development and whatever people want to latch onto for their own particular mechanism to realize their spirituality. There's a lot of people out there now doing it purely from a sense of ego and what they get from it based on what other people think of them, i.e., they're a wonderful, amazing, clever people, as opposed to just doing it. And very much like magic or whatever your belief system is, the best spells, the best thoughts, the best processes are ones that are done genuinely and then released and let go, not continuously referred to and brought used as a vehicle for bringing people's attention back to how good you are at what you do. You do your work and then you let it go.
Yeah, it's so funny because today's Ash Wednesday in the Catholic Church, and we went to mass this morning. The gospel talked about people that used to go to the temple and put in great amounts of ohms, arms or whatever they call it, and blow trumpets, pretty much saying, "Hey, look what I'm doing," and everything else. And then it always talks about the poor old little lady that has 2 cents and put it into the thing. And the interesting thing is they used to have a depository. So when you put the money in, it had to be in, by the way, that's why they had money changes, because they had to be in these special coins. So it went down there, you'd make all this noise just like in a casino. So people put vast amounts of money and would hear all this noise and everybody would look at everything. And the poor little old lady with 2 coins just dropped it in. You couldn't hear anything. But Christ was in the temple and said, that woman there gave more than anyone else because, number one, she doesn't looking for attention, and number two, she gave more than she could give. So we do little things. We shouldn't be looking for the old data boy or a pat in the back on a thing. We do it should be because that's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this world we live in could be resolved. All the problems of hunger, homelessness, everything, homeless veterans, everything could be resolved if all the richest people in the world shared what they had.
Yeah,
Mhm.
fair enough.
Very easily, very easily. We could almost change it overnight. We could remove a lot of the problems that we have on this planet, but they choose not to do that because they want to hold on to their legacy. They believe that legacy and that perspective of what they have is more important than, I'm going to use the loose term, the greater good. Any Hot Fuzz movie fans out there will be repeating it. If you've never seen the movie Hot Fuzz, check it out. Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, hilariously funny British movie. But they're not doing it for this greater good. They're doing it purely from a perspective of, I have all this, I'm holding it. It's a greed thing. I'm not releasing this to anyone.
It's just getting so bad out there. You don't want to turn on the news. You don't want to listen to reading. I mean, every day there's nothing good that is coming out.
And that's something else, Marla, is that we're being trained into it keeps us in our cages if we are constantly bombarded by negativity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's done. That's why do we think the media's the mass media has access to some of the richest people in the world? I'm not into all this Illuminati conspiracy theory nonsense, but the simple truth is, scandal sells, danger sells, and people will want to turn on the television and watch something, and then it's like the people that watch those really awful soap operas. Britain's full of them. I'm sure they're not as much fun as things like telenovela or anything like that. But over here, we've these absolutely god awful soap operas where from the minute you put it on to the instant it stops, it's usually people either screaming at each other, trying to punch each other, trying to sleep with each other's wives or sisters or husbands or brothers or whatever. And it's these kind of things are created as well to give people that perspective of, well, my life might be terrible, but at least it's not as bad as that. And again, it's bread and circuses. It's giving people what they think they want, and which is actually the furthest thing from what they need. Spiritually, as a spiritual being coming here, to try and help others and to leave the world a better place, or at least slightly better than when I entered it. That's not what I'm here for. But the human part of us gets so easily trapped by all the drama. Humans love drama.
Yeah, that's the problem, and they, if there isn't any, they grew and
Make it.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. It's everything's going to hell. I mean, literally, I think. And we know what we're supposed to do, but a lot of people are just hiding out because it's getting too much for them.
Mm-hmm. And we as humans were never meant to have access to all this information. I mean, hundreds of years ago, we would have lived very local lives in very local places. We wouldn't have known what was going on halfway across the world because that level of communication didn't exist the same way we've got it now. We didn't have this need for information overload. And that itself has a negative effect. People are forgetting that sometimes it's just nice to go out into the middle of nowhere, into the country, and down by the sea, down by a river, out into the woods, whatever, and just sit and decompress for 10 minutes, get that level of natural spirituality back. Let's leave religion out of the equation. Let's just bring it back to a kind of natural sense of just sitting and being.
Well, isn't that what meditation's for?
It depends on what type of meditation you're doing, though, Ron. Meditation for things like Zen, for example, that's still theoretically a kind of, I'll use the term loosely, religious format where you're trying to absolve yourself of all thoughts. That's different from actually living your life in the moment and being in the moment, or with everything around you, being open to everything. So it's two different streams of things, and people meditate for lots of different reasons. Not everyone that meditates wants to meditate just to simply be and to sit by the water and listen to the water and feel the wind on their face through a mindfulness exercise. Some people want to meditate more as a focus. Some people want to meditate because they're looking for contact or spirit or whatever. Some people use meditation as a development. Some people use it as a distraction. Some people use it as a form of self-control. It depends what everyone's motives are. I'm just talking about just going out there and being, just allowing yourself just to be there.
Maybe people don't know how to, they're
I
not
don't.
grown up
That's me.
in, yeah, well, that's a different story. But people don't know, they've never had it tried or told or watching somebody else doing it. And they're kind of locked, just sitting there, twiddling their thumbs, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
but
well, to me, satisfaction is being able to do something and to complete something or to solve something or to help something. It's looking for a completion of something rather than just being. Uh, to me, my life has never been just being. It's always been to do something, and
Mhm.
yeah,
and that makes
yeah,
me happy, quite frankly.
yeah. I'm not talking about just having a life where you just be. I'm talking about getting a break from the sensory overload by finding a place where for 10 minutes you can just go and lose yourself, be in nature. We've lost this connection to nature. Humanity is losing its connection to nature. A lot of them are. And I think that's really important, is that it's the more we get engrossed in this technological world, the more we lose that connection to nature. And I
Yeah,
think
but
it's one of the
nature,
best ways.
nature, you don't have to go into wilderness to do it. Nature is all around us, from the simplest thing to a ladybug to, a squirrel on a tree or
That's it,
just
exactly.
just a
That's
warm, gentle breeze. But it can be in your backyard. It can be in your house. It doesn't have to. You don't have to go out into the wilderness to find nature. Nature is all around us. If you just look for it, it's there.
if you're of a mind, you can do that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And people always do has accept oh, they just say that, make excuses. We can't do this, we can't do that.
That's the word. I
And
hate
that's a cop out, but it's used quite a bit.
I
Mhm.
hate that. That's giving up, basically. That's saying it's number one, it's not having faith in yourself. Or number two, it's laziness. Or number three, it's just, an excuse, as you said. It's
Yeah.
just no, it's not a good thing.
But you see that all along, all along.
Failing is part of life, is part of learning. When you do something and it doesn't come out good or you couldn't do it, then at least you tried. At least you'll understand. Okay, well, I did this and that. But if that's how we learn things, is by failing.
Okay, both of you, what about think about prayer? Has
About
it been, are people still praying or don't know how to pray and
There's
different
all
types
kinds
of,
of praying,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Right, Steve?
There is all sorts of prayer. But I think your question there, Marla, was do I believe people are still praying?
Yeah, of any
Uh,
kind, maybe. Yeah.
I usually, from my personal experiences, and
Yeah,
that's
you
all
were
I
a
can speak
minister,
from.
right? Right?
No, 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 no. I'm not a minister. It's from my personal experience. People only pray when things get to a point that they feel the need for some sort of external intervention.
Huh,
Mm.
that's
And are people still doing that? I think more people would be praying than hoping, but both of which are succumbing to the will of some other external force, whatever you believe that is. Um, I'm not sure if a lot of people are doing that anymore. I think, again, with the state of the world and the way things work in the world, more people are prone to giving up rather than throwing out a random thought, because I think a lot of them won't believe that will be answered. And that's, again, because we're constantly bombarded by negativity in this world nowadays.
Yeah.
It's difficult to pray because who's going to answer that prayer?
Yeah. Who do you
That's where a
believe
lot.
in?
well,
Yeah.
you go to your mediums, you go to your psychics, because that's how they're doing so great. That's why we have a medium or a psychic on every corner now, because everybody
Yes, but
wants them.
that's not prayers.
Sure, it is. You're looking for answers to to some solution, which is praying,
but
right?
To me, that's not a prayer. If I found out tomorrow I had stage 4 terminal cancer, and my only way, and I started thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to pray to the gods to try and help me through this. That's an act of kind of desperation type thing. That's where that level of kind of prayer can come in. But going to a medium and finding out or going to a psychic and finding out, am I going to get married next week, or am I going to be a millionaire?
Should I keep this job? Should I take a new job? Should I?
Yeah, all of those kind of things. Yeah, that's people surrendering their own capability for choice into. That's not prayer. That's
you do for praying for interventions to whatever it is that you try to heal you yourself. I mean, it's just
but you don't sit down and pray to God and ask him if you should take this new job or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a completely different thing.
The interesting thing is God listens he all the time. We have a question.
Okay.
So you ready for this?
Sure.
Okay. This is up your alleys, guys, more than mine. Do you find yourself feeling closer to your ancestors through your spiritual beliefs?
I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you got tongued a little.
That was easy, right?
Yeah.
Didn't have to think about it, but yeah, because we're from them. They're with us, and
I don't think it's unimportant who your ancestors were. It's who you are, not where you come from.
Well, but you have the DNA, and the
destination is better than the beginning. It's the more important thing is the journey.
So you should have your ancestors with you then, Ron.
It doesn't really matter, does it? Why?
Yeah.
Well, if it's the journey, not the destination, then your journey started thousands of iterations ago.
No, you were born 9 months ago, or whatever year plus the number of years you live. It's you are you. It's not.
But I still carry. No, I still carry the DNA of my ancestors. I still carry the spirit of my ancestors. I carry stories inside me that my grandmother told me about her grandmother and about her grandfather.
That's learning.
No, but that's the spirit of your ancestors coming through you.
All right, I'll give you that then, if that's what you're referring to. Yeah, but I thought you were talking about like, okay, do I, because everybody's like, oh, I was Native American, I was Viking, I was.
No.
It's like,
that's
I have no idea the fascination with people's ancestry where they want to go back. I don't know how many generations to find out.
Cleopatra and all that
who they're related or how they're related to who. I mean, in reality, we all come from the same place. I mean, we really do start in the beginning if you go back far enough, wherever life began, whether it's the Garden of Eden or two Amoeba coming out of the sea. We all come from the same place. So to me, ancestry is not important as far as that. Now, if you're talking about your immediate family type of thing where you've learned stuff from them, it's interesting, but it still doesn't define you, I don't think.
No, but that wasn't the question. The question wasn't about it defining you. It was about the importance of that spiritual ancestry.
Oh, I see right. Do you find yourself feeling closer to your ancestors through spiritual
practice? So all those who came before me in my genetic line, by my spiritual systems, my spiritual beliefs as a pagan, I feel that I can connect to them through the practices that I do. So as a medium, when I'm on platform, I'm bringing someone's ancestor forward, whether it's a father or a grandfather. I'm bringing that ancestry forward for them with a message that makes them closer to their actual ancestry. So it's for me, I don't want to say it's a no-brainer, but it's certainly one of those things. And when I go back into myself, working with my spirit, and I feel the different iterations of me through the past, you'll both be glad to know I've never been Cleopatra.
I don't know.
Sure. I thought you were.
I've seen them and a skirt. Oh, that's a kilt. Excuse me.
I rock that kilt, Ron, and you're just jealous of my thighs and legs. Let's just face it.
Yeah.
It's you've got those little witchy legs.
Oh, this
no
is
offense,
great.
Marla.
Yeah, we'll have to have a leg contest.
Yes.
Yeah, just like they do in the in the bars. We put up a curtain and we just see legs, and that's it.
I've never been a dar doing that. I mean, I never did do that in a bar, but
Oh well.
there's always time. You could get learned.
Well, I don't know how much of a bar player you were, but that's not me to know.
It's kind of scary, I think. Just oops, wait a minute, hang on. I've got a cat that's jumping on my head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which isn't fun. But yeah, so it's I don't know. People, I'm just I check I screech. Hey, don't do that.
See, that's your ancestors and your
That's
cat.
this cat.
That's your ex-husband.
This cat is gonna have 9 lives pretty quick.
Yeah.
Because we moved over to one place to the other, different rooms, and he's being bad.
We're coming up to the break, by the way.
Yes, I know. I saw it. I think it was like 2 minutes, about maybe 1 minute ago. Yeah.
I do want to mention that if you have any questions for us, you can go into the. Well, here's the thing: you can go into the YouTube channel on the what do you call it? What is that? Pararex one. No, not the Pararex.
No,
the TogiNet one. You can go to the TogiNet one, but I don't know how to do anything with that. So I can see your comments, but that's all I can do. I can't type anything. You can also go in the Pararex, which is the regular Pararex chat room, which is fine, and I also watching that too. So if you have any questions, we can take it either place.
Yeah, I think that's going to be easier for the people, the Pararex people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of makes
me. We have people in both chats, by the way. So
we do.
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty interesting.
If you say so.
Well, you know what's going to happen
coming up
now.
to the break there.
Yes,
seconds,
we are,
7
and
seconds.
the doorbell rings, and it knows what. Hey, stop it! Stop! This is really bad.
There's the tunes. We're gone.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Do you have a paranormal event, book, or something else you want people to know about? Then why not advertise it on Ghost Chronicles Radio? With over 150,000 downloads a month, get your message out to an audience that's interested in the subject. We have a plan at a cost that fits your needs. For more information, contact Ron Kolek at anyghostproject@comcast.net or call 978-455-6678.
Located in Illinois, there lies a sleepy little town where nothing is a common occurrence.
You going to that party in town tonight?
Heck yeah! I only turned 18 once.
That is until the night of celebration.
Where the hell is she? Oh no. No, Jessica!
What's happening?
From the creators of Shadowhunters, Bite Me, comes a tale of primal terror and grindcore mayhem. Shadowhunters, kill, Jessica, kill!
Greetings from the Shadow, and welcome to Shadowzine. My name is Jeff Belanger. I'm an author, podcaster, and explorer of the unexplained. For 30 years, I've been investigating the paranormal, UFOs, monsters, and things that bump in the night. Lately, you may have noticed how major TV networks and even social media networks have been pushing our favorite subject back into the shadows. I say good. That's why I launched Shadowzine, a monthly underground publication that covers your favorite topics in depth by some of the leading writers and researchers out there. If you're looking for 30-second TikTok clips, go somewhere else. If you're ready for a deeper dive, put down your phone and pick up Shadowzine. You can't find it in stores. This is old school print. Head to shadowzine.com and be part of the underground revolution. That's shadowzine.com, and I'll see you in the shadow.
Well, I think we're all here still. I hope, because I don't want to do monologues.
Oh, you do a great monologue.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
You never heard me do a monologue.
Anyway.
So there.
You know, our ancestry to me is not that important. I mean, it's like saying, okay, my father was a serial killer, so that's going to affect me as a person because he was a serial killer. That I have tendencies, or my mother was a slut, so I have the same things. No, we are who we are, and we make our own paths and we make our own lives.
So you don't think that we're around us sometimes and trying to help us sometimes?
People love to feel that way.
Well,
yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I get up every morning. I have a picture of my mother, and I kiss my two fingers and put it to her lips and say good morning to her. So, I mean, is that part of my ancestry? Yeah, it was my mother. I remember my mother. That's living. That's not my past. You know.
Yeah, but do
Anyway,
you think they're around?
Around where?
Sometimes. See, around you. You know, not.
Am I a medium? No, I don't know.
You don't have to be a medium to think that. I mean, it's nice to know or think that they're around us and
yeah, it's nice
just
to know. I mean,
looking
you hit that
after
right on the nail. You're nice
well,
to
yeah,
know.
exactly.
That's
yeah.
the thing we want to believe in. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, it's like God. We want to believe in God because we want to believe in an afterlife. The old saying that, you know, there's no atheist in a foxhole. It's the same way because we realize that, you know, the end's coming near, and it's like, oh, okay. John, Stephen, you still with us?
Yeah, still here. I'm just sitting back listening.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Mumbling, huh? Mumbling under his breath.
I actually have a question. Well, I'd like to know your thoughts on something. There's a case in Oklahoma City where they have arrested a psychic, I mean a medium, for a 1915 law. It's the first time it's been done ever. And it's part of the basically the fortune telling law where you think. So do you think, and I know you're both mediums or psychics or whatever it is, do you think that there should be some type of regulation for mediums or psychics?
There is.
There is.
Yeah.
And in the UK and in Europe, it's the consumer protection regulations.
Yeah, we don't have that here, but they do.
Yeah, so it's mediumship is considered a service which is covered by the consumer protection regulations in the UK. So it's seen as
so how's it work?
Well, basically the same as if you were selling me a sofa and the sofa was torn underneath and I didn't like it and wanted my money back, you'd have to give me my money back.
Okay.
So it's seen, mediumship is seen as a service and an item, same as if you went into
the public though.
It
doesn't really protect the public though.
No, it's consumer protection. It's not public protection. It's consumer protection.
So what about the public aspect of that? Should that be covered and protected?
So what public aspect are you talking about?
So as a medium, you're sitting on the platform and you have a young lady say, oh, I hear your mother's coming through to you. And she says, oh, don't go out with that guy because he's going to ruin your life. I know that. So you give that message and the person gets rid of that guy because of that. But if he turns out to be the nicest guy in the world, I mean, is that...
Well...
And that's kind of a crappy example, by the way. But
no, I get that. So what you're talking about is where someone takes what a medium says and then acts on that and tries to blame the medium for their choices.
Well, how do you know that they're a medium?
How do you know they were not going to? How do you know they were not going to ditch the guy anyway?
Yeah, but how do you know that? Okay, we know there's like tons and tons of mediums and psychics out there, and everybody claims to be the, how do we know who is really getting messages from the other side or is able to see into the future from somebody who's just making a dollar?
Well, it's regardless of what you do. If you go to anyone who turns up to either a platform or what was it called in the US, a gallery. Yeah. Anyone who turns up to a gallery is there by choice. They have elected to enter that building and engage with whatever's going to be going in there. Now, in the UK, under the Consumer Protection Regulation Act, it's also important that we have to identify that anyone who attends a gallery or an exhibition, that this is for entertainment purposes only.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
So what about somebody who goes? What about somebody who goes to their house and
same again? You're buying a product. That product is mediumship. Therefore, that mediumship itself is not recognized by law, but the act of that exchange of what you're saying has to be covered by some sort of caveat. Mediums now in the UK and Europe theoretically have to caveat themselves by saying, do you understand that this is for essentially entertainment purposes only?
But the person still
it's not quite that severe and serious, but that's essentially what it comes down to.
But there are people that still lose serious money because of it.
But that's their choice. Their choice is to go to someone and continuously go to someone. When realistically, that's an underlying problem. The problem ties back to what we were talking about at the start, that people are willing to give up their self-free will and choice to push responsibility for their decisions onto a third party. They want to say, do I go for that job? Do I ditch this guy? Do I marry this one? Should I have kids? And they're willing to put their own responsibility for their own choices aside so that when it does go wrong, they can say, oh, it's not really my fault. I just did what someone said was the best thing to do. It's about, displacing responsibility when it gets to that stage.
Yeah, but even the medium will do that, or the tarot reader. They'll say this is, or even an astrologer. They'll say, okay, this is your future, but we always have free will. We can always change it. So basically, they're saying, it might be this, but then again, it might not be.
You kind of think sometimes you have to trust your gut. People don't do that. They blame it on anybody else, but they don't.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And it's if someone consistently, there is a level of, don't get me wrong, there's a dual level of responsibility there, Ron. Any morally respectable medium or psychic who had someone continuously going to them looking for information, who is continuously taking large sums of money from them, should at some point stop and go, am I doing the right thing here? Am I helping this individual? But if they're only in it for the money, then that's someone that's not a responsible individual. The same as if you're a bartender and someone's in and they've had 17 shots that night and they want 3 more, that's not responsible to give them that. Everyone has a level of professional and personal responsibility, and that needs to be applied to the spiritual world as well.
Yeah, they're liable for that.
They should be liable for that. Yeah.
We do have a comment in the chat room. It is really interesting, everyone. The ancestors in the web of life are really important right now, and it's two hearts. But it's by somebody called Marari or something.
Oh no, not her. Yeah, she's absolutely right.
Is she a stalker? Of course
She's a
she's
stalker.
right.
Yes, she stalks. She's stalking me right now. This is my serial stalker. For anyone that's listening, that's my wife. Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah. No, but she is absolutely correct as well.
Yeah.
She's absolutely
Of course
correct.
she's correct. You're sleeping with her tonight.
Well, that's neither here nor there.
Oh yeah. We'll see about that.
They're on the same.
Trust me, Ron. We are very, very rarely on the same page. We're married, for goodness sake. Come on, of course we're never on the same page. You know.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. There's two ways we can do it. We can do it the wrong way, or we can do it her way. You know, that's just life.
Well, it's nice to hear from her, even if it's out there.
Jabby Cat said thank you for the insightful answer. I'm sure she was talking to you too.
Excuse us. No. I mean, everybody has their own thoughts. And I said it again. People don't want to do it on their own. They want to blame somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I see that all the time in all different things. And why are you afraid of your own self? And that goes back, you're talking to get your own self, learn who you are and stuff.
And sometimes, Marla, it brings us back to what we were talking about earlier. There's so much distraction in life that they can't get that moment of free thought. Not everyone is capable of quietening down the noise. Even when we think we're in a place that's quiet in the middle of a city, it's not quiet. There's background noise, there's radiant hum, there's light pollution, there's smog, there's smell.
You can block that off.
No, you can't, Ron. That's the thing. People think they can block it off. No, they can't, because it's always there. There's a part of your brain is aware of it.
My father blocked my mother off for 20 years.
Sorry, Ron. What was that? I blocked that off there.
My father used to block my mother out for about 20 years.
Yeah. No, that's completely different. Yeah, that's selective hearing. That's an entirely different
Exactly.
Thing.
So that's all you have to do is go in your happy place.
Yeah, that's it.
So
The white room. He went to the white room. I
we
get
have
it.
another comment from your stalker. He says you better sleep with one eye open tonight.
That's okay. I usually do. I'm like the dog.
Yeah.
Which one?
Won't even go there.
I'm like the old one. I'm like old Faye. We're old spaniel. I sleep with one eye open.
They're beautiful. You got goodies. Goody lip. Birdie giddy. Yeah.
Anyway. That's the path we went down.
Huh? What?
Oh, nothing. Just carry on.
You're mumbling.
I know.
I
try to.
I know. I do it on purpose, I'm sure.
All that's missing, Ron, is a rocking chair, a porch, and kids playing near your front lawn. That's all that's missing here.
What about people that try to do, excuse me, their happy place in their mind?
What's wrong with that? I do that.
No. Yeah, I'm saying a lot of people don't have to do something. They can think about it or look somewhere they'd love to go and, whatever.
Exactly.
That's easy too.
And that brings us back to that meditation aspect. That's one of the most important things about meditation is finding that quiet space, finding that space inside.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, I think it's important anyways, to me, is that there are certain things in life that you have control of, and there are certain things in life you don't have control of. And so many times we worry about things we can't control. And that is not good for us. We have to accept certain things that we know are absolutely, for instance, why I hate flying is that I have no control over it. Once I'm in the plane, I'm stuck. So I don't like flying at all. It's not that I'm scared of flying. I just don't like it because I have no control. But in certain situations, you have to accept it. Like, if I go in for an operation, as I have for many times, I know that two output comes, I'm either going to come out of it or I'm not going to come out of it. And I never worry about it. Whatever, the universe has in store for me is where I'll go. I mean, luckily they don't want me on the other side. They keep throwing me back, but
No wonder. Yeah, that's okay. Never mind.
Yeah. But it's certain things like that. I think that, people waste so much precious energy. It's what we are on things that we have no control of. They worry about this, they worry about that. And there are certain things you just have to accept. Do you agree, or do you think I'm being too fatalistic?
No, I don't think you are, Ron. It's there are things in life that we cannot control, but we can control how we choose to react to them.
Exactly.
And that's where we get our control back. And again, with overload, with too much information overload, we sometimes forget that we can still choose to react to things. It's one of the things I usually talk about when I'm doing philosophy from platform in a gallery. Is that
you do
that's
philosophy
one of the,
from
yes,
platform?
yeah, but every spiritualist. Oh, there's the beeps.
Oh my God, it's all over.
It's all over. We're done. Okay, it was great. See you later. Yeah, when in a spiritualist church in the UK, there's usually a 10-15 minute philosophy where the medium gets a chance to discuss their life philosophy and perhaps information of experience and how that relates to everyone. And it's an important part of a gallery. A gallery shouldn't just be an exhibition. A spiritual service should be where a medium can go up and also express elements of their life experience, their philosophy to the entire audience or the group, because then not everyone gets a message. But sometimes, whenever I go up, I don't mean I'm in semi-trance, I don't mean it that way, but I meditate very quietly for a good 10-15 minutes before I go up and before I start. And then I ask that if there's anything that the majority of people need to hear, that I be guided in providing that level of philosophy. So when I go up to talk about something, not everyone may get a message, but everyone gets to hear the philosophy. And I ask for that guidance and that steer to try and kind of help me deliver something that might be of use to the majority of people listening. And that's where that everyone gets that, not just one person or a message hugger or a message grabber trying to take every message. It's not all about just one or two people. It's about everyone that attends.
I never knew that.
People are afraid to learn also because they grow up with certain things and they don't want to
know
change.
Everything.
Yeah. And that's bad too, because that's making things much, much worse. You have to be open up and living and learning. I mean, otherwise you just dig a hole. Deep one.
There's too much closure in people's minds nowadays that the way they're told something's the only way things can be adopted or adapted or taken on board, rather than listening to a more collective approach where other people's experiences may be of benefit and you may actually learn something from it. And I find that more and more. And again, it's we have so many tools at our disposal now for learning, and yet we tend to just stick with the first thing we experience, which I find strange. Not everyone, not every time, but naturally you find something and you stick with it.
Yeah, I say that when you get about 18, 20 years, open your eyes. Maybe your pace, maybe you're learning stuff that it was okay, but listen to see if maybe it isn't, just have something. You don't have to open your eyes. Open your ears or eyes. It doesn't have to stick, but you just kind of need to hear it because maybe it's something better. So I don't know. People are silly. Yeah, silly. I'm thinking like.
There are a lot of good people out there. I mean, we're painting a terrible picture.
Well, I know, but see,
there are so many people doing some good stuff out there and kind acts and everything else.
Yeah, it's true.
I wouldn't say we were painting a bad picture there, Ron, because we weren't decrying anyone. What we're saying is that it's life itself is making it difficult to be your best self. Life is making it hard. And rather than all the potential improvements that we could bring to the world, we tend not to be doing that. We tend to be getting caught up in the minutiae and getting caught, again, I'm going to use the term bred in circuses, and that as long as there's other people worse off than us, then we're okay. And that shouldn't theoretically shouldn't be good enough. And there are people out there doing a tremendous amount of good.
Mm-hmm.
But what they're doing is drowned out by the background noise that's used as a distraction for everyone else. And it is, you're absolutely right. It's important, whether it's someone in another country providing water aid to, remote families in Africa, or whether it's a priest or a minister or a preacher on a street corner helping deliver hot food to homeless veterans or older people that can't fend for themselves. Everyone's out there doing some good, and we just need to keep sight of that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're getting doorbells again. So
we're wrapping it up.
Yeah, we are wrapping it up. So both of you just have enough time to let people know where to be found, or what, want to
find me in Pararex slaving away as usual.
And you have your everything.
I have nothing.
No, you have websites.
I don't exist anymore.
You don't? Okay, you do too. But so what's up for Stephen? Is anything doing just doing what you in the beginning?
I'm just doing what I do. If people want to find me, they'll find me fighting in the fields of Valhalla every morning. Though there's I don't have any websites or anything at the moment, but if they want to find me, I still have my Spiritualist Medium page, Stephen W.K. Scott, on Facebook. If they want to contact me or anything, they're more than welcome to do so. I'll get a notification.
Available, Stephen? Is your book still available?
The book's still available. Yeah, I keep getting badgered by the publishing company to take out more deals and pay them copious amounts of money for very little service. So
you want everything.
yeah, it's quite funny. Yeah, it's over here they occasionally send me a check for a couple of dollars, and it costs me about £9 to cash the check because it's a foreign check. So I've just got a collection of old checks that aren't worth anything. So yeah, if people want to find my book, they can buy it.
I still have a check here somewhere. It's like 29 cents or something from one of my.
It's wonderful. Yeah,
it's great.
I don't even know where it is, to tell you the truth.
All right, guys. Thank you for being me here today, and all the listeners that are out there listening too. So, until next time.
Bad guy.
You always are. So blessed be, and merry meet again. Good night, or day.
Good night.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Stirring the Cauldron with Marla Brooks. Please join us again next week at the same time for another great guest and more cauldron stirring. Any rebroadcast or other use of this program without explicit permission is strictly prohibited. Copyright 2024. The Mysterioso March by Kevin MacLeod is licensed through Incompetech.com.